Hey beauties, and welcome back to IAmBeautifulHustlerTV. Today I'll be doing a lace wig on myself, and this is a fake scalp wig from Superbwigs. Now I love working with this company. Every time they see me wigs, they always be so perfect. I love the quality of the hair, and I always love the lace that they send me. And this is a fake scalp wig, as I mentioned before, and it just pretty much has that cloth underneath it, so you do not need to use like a stocking cap underneath your wig if you don't want to. And today for styling, I'm just going to do a simple center part, and I just pulled out two little pieces in the front for a bang look, like, you know, like little leave out bang pieces, and then I'm just going to cut the wig even, just to give it a more like stylish look than just being, you know, plain straight. Now first things first, what I'm going to do is just go ahead and cut off the extra lace around my ears, and this will be a no baby hair install as well, so it would just look, you know, very natural, and just a simple cute look that I was, you know, that's the look I was going for, so that's what I would do for today. Now I am the first thing I did do, as I mentioned, was cut off the extra lace around the ears, and now I'm just gonna go ahead with that 99% alcohol and just clean off my hairline once again, even though I have cleaned my hairline off previously before even, you know, starting this tutorial. And now I'm just going to take my foundation color right above where that cloth is, because the cloth starts a little bit behind the hairline. So I just applied that foundation onto the hairline and took some holding spray to spray it, and I'm going to blow dry that holding spray in. Now the reason why I do this is just to make sure that the makeup does not transfer over onto the skin, which can also prevent your lace from, you know, tacking down or lasting as long as you need it to. So that's why I sprayed that holding spray onto that lace, and I'm just going to go back in with that brush with the extra makeup that's left on there, and just go across the top of the lace in the hairline area, just to make sure that that foundation has covered everything nice and, you know, evenly. Now today, of course, I will be using my Beautiful Hustler lace made adhesive, and I will also be using the spread stick. And this is just a sample that I send with you know, the glues until I run out of them. So a lot of your orders will have this little, you know, complimentary spread stick, just to make things easier for you to spread your glue out and, you know, allow it to dry much faster. Now for today's look, I will only be using 3 layers of my Beautiful Hustler lace mail. I've done a video with 5 already showing you that it was waterproof. Today I'll be using 3, and I have another tutorial coming up where I will actually be using 7 layers. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that as well. But today I will only be doing 3 layers, just because it's a temporary wear, and I didn't really want to keep this looking for too long. So I'm just going to start by gluing the center of my wig first. You can do the whole hairline at a time if you wish to, but today I just wanted to take things slightly easier. So I'm just going to apply the 3 layers of the glue in the center first, and then, you know, tack that part down, and then I will work on tacking down the rest of my wig. Now as you can see, I did not crop any of this portion of the video out, just to show you guys how quickly this glue does dry clear after applying the layers. And the key to having it dry faster is just really spreading it out nice and smooth. That way it can just dry with no problem without having any clumps or lumps in it. And, you know, that's just pretty much how that goes. Now after it has turned clear, as you see here, I'm going to go ahead and begin to pull the center of my wig right into that glue, and just taking my fingertips and just applying some pressure. I'm going to go ahead and push that lace into that glue, and now I want to just take my blow dryer on the heat setting and just blow dry all of that lace right on in, so it can be nice and secure before I begin to cut off the extra lace and tack down the other sides. So now that I went ahead and cut off that extra lace on that side, I'm just going to go ahead and begin to apply my layers in this area and try to just slide that glue under those little pieces that is still lifting on the other side. Now what that first section is, it's just pretty much to hold your wig in place to where you want it to sit as far as the middle. And I do have like the little low dips on my hairline, so I have to make sure that I cut the lace to follow that same flow of my natural hairline. So for yourself or your client, you just want to always cut that lace to match your hairline exactly. If your hairline is not straight across, you should not be cutting your lace straight across because you will be leaving out your real edges. So just make sure, as I mentioned always, you might have to use a little bit of that lace to just assist you with you know, cutting out your hairline perfectly. So just make sure that you do cut it the same exact way that your hairline flows. And I'm just adding all of the layers right underneath those places as I mentioned, and I'm just going to wait for that to turn clear and go ahead and push that lace down into that glue. Now for the extra little front pieces that's still lifting, you have an option whether you just want to go ahead and cut that off, or you can tack those pieces down as well if it is needed to like match your hairline and everything like that. So some of the pieces I will cut off, and some of that extra lace I will just go ahead and tack it down as well. It depends on what I feel is needed, or you know, what I feel is necessary at that time. But for right here, like I mentioned, I'm just going to go ahead and cut off that extra lace because it just really wasn't needed, and then I will go back and tack in the tiny piece that is still lifting, just to secure that everything has been tacked down. So that now that this part here is complete, I'm just going to go ahead and comb you know, my hair out on this side, and now I'm going to go ahead and focus on the other side. As I said, this hairline will just be very natural, no baby hairs or anything like that. So now that I have this side how I want it to be, I'm going to go ahead and begin to tack down my other side, just following the same steps, cutting off that extra lace. And forgive me guys, I know I'm a little bit off camera, but it's really hard trying to do this in the mirror and focus on the camera at the same time. So I'm just laying my wig where I want it to lay, and I'm just going to take my glue and apply my layers of glue, tuck the wig down, get any pieces that's still lifting all, you know, down and situated before I actually get into the styling.
Hey, what's good, Shakari?
So now that I have everything all tacked down, I'm just blow drying on a warm setting. It's just looking super, super duper natural, very much out the scalp, and I am loving it. So after I finish drying my lace and everything like that, I am going to show you before I even tie it down how it is nice and tight. It's not lifting. It's very much secure. Once again, this is my lace mat adhesive, which you can purchase on my website. And this is me pulling on it before I even tied it down with the melt belt, so you know the hold is the real freaking deal. Okay, and yes, it is waterproof. For those who keep asking, I do have videos and reviews that I will be posting on my next tutorial, so stay tuned for that as well. And now that I have everything all secured, I'm just gonna make it extra secure and go on with my Beautiful Hustler melt belt. And I'm going to tie that right on down and let that cure for about 5 minutes before removing it. And as you can see, I went ahead and changed my clothes because I was actually getting ready to go out, you guys. So I went ahead, put on my clothes, and I am back. And I'm just removing that melt belt, combing, you know, my hair right on out. This is no holding spray, no mousse, no anything, just the lace glue on itself and the melt belt. Like, I did not use, have you guys noticed, I haven't been using any holding sprays or anything like that in my most recent videos since releasing my glue, because I just want to show you guys that you don't need any other products to make it work. It has the maximum results on its own. And if you do anything extra as far as using holding spray, that would just probably maxify it to like the 100th power. But on its own, it is waterproof, it is sweat resistant. I work out with my lace wigs on with no problem. I have videos going in the water with my wig with no problem. And you know, it's just the perfect glue. It's that season, guys. Let's get those wigs secure. We don't need no slipping off, no anything like that. You feel free to go in the water, do whatever you like. As I mentioned, I will have all of those reviews, videos, comments, and everything like that about those from those who have purchased and used my products. So stay tuned. But now I'm going to get into the styling. As I mentioned, I just want to do something very simple. Just pull little 2 pieces to the front for like the bang area, and I'm just going to raise that down a bit just to have like that cute little you know, really like childish girly look, I guess you want to call it. Yeah, so once I get that how I want it to be, now I'm just going to use my wax stick and the hot comb and just really hot comb out the roots so my wig lays super flat. As you can see, this side is getting flat and the other side is still puffed up a bit. So you can see the results of how this glam wax work. When I say it gets everything sleek, it gets those roots nice and straight, no puffiness. And I will just continue to do that until my wig is laying completely flat, and just taking a little holding spray and just brushing everything down. And to be honest, guys, I did not braid my hair down flat like I'm supposed to under this wig. I actually had my hair in like 10 different plaits under here, like 10 big plaits. So I tried to really lay this thing down as flat as possible, because I know I did not do what I was supposed to do underneath this wig. But as you can see, this side is flat and the other side is all puffed up, but I would get that side as flat as well. And as I mentioned, just with the power of that wax stick and that hot comb, it would get all of that sleek and I will have no issue, honey. But you see how nice and full, and just like, this wig is so freaking bomb. Like, I tell you guys, no lie. Every time I get hair from this company, it's always great quality. I've never really had an issue. I've never had an issue with this company at all. Not even saying really, but I've never had an issue with this company hair at all. So I'm just, as I mentioned, just gonna hot comb that out, make everything all nice and sleek. And then I'm just going to pull all of my hair forward and cut the ends even, because I just really wanted that blunt look. And I would just drop the finishing look down below. I'm going to conceal my part, of course, just to make everything super defined and super neat as I like it. But this is pretty much the finishing look. I just have to go in, as I mentioned, and cut my ends even. And this is really kind of hard to do because I don't like to cut my wigs on a mannequin and then put it on, because for some reason the cut just don't come out right. Like, how it sits on a mannequin is not how it turns out when I actually put it on my head. Like, it could be the perfect cut on the mannequin, but then as soon as I put it on my head, it's just all jacked up. So I stay away from that. So I just like to do, as you see I'm doing here, I just pull the hair nice and tight. I made that nice blunt cut. Excuse the way shape of y'all. I was training before I hit the streets. But I just like to pull all of that hair forward and just cut it even. And most of the time I wear all of my hair forward anyway. But if I did have any, like, I pull everything to the back and I did have any flyaways, I just like do like the reverse look in the camera type of look thing, just to make sure it's even and I don't look crazy in the back. So I'm just taking my scissors and, like I mentioned, just cutting that even to give it a more, you know, it gives it a different look. Not a major change, but it does add some, you know, more of a styling look towards it. But thank you guys for tuning in. This is the finishing look. Absolutely love this wig, love this hair, love this adhesive and everything about it. And thank you guys for staying tuned. I will see you next time.